Okay, this is video 3. This is February 16th. I started this yesterday, but completing it now. Having problems with the video, so I turned off the image stabilization so I could take a longer video. Hopefully it'll work. And these are the flowers that I seeded way back in about January 19th. These are Johnny Jump Ups and some pansies. Try to get some romaine to start, but they don't seem to be doing anything, and lupines up there at the top. So I'll plant those at my girlfriend's father's house at some point in the spring. That'll be nice. Maybe some of them out here. They seem to be doing pretty good. The bottom row here, if you look at it, are tomatoes that I saved off. These are saved seeds of the hybrid Better Boys that I planted over the summer. And the reason I did these 5 was to see if I could compare and see how the seeds grew after saving off the seeds from a hybrid plant. Generally, you should see a difference between the plants because the hybridization goes away. That's the theory anyway. I don't know how to explain it any other way. I'm not a scientist. But that's what I tried to do there. They all seem to be the same, and it's basically probably because they were all the same plant that I saved those seeds off, and probably the same one tomato that I saved all those seeds off. That saying, on the pepper side, and I can show you these from the top down, there's 2 rows of peppers that I saved off, and these were hot peppers hybrids from Burpee, I think. And you can see that there's distinctly 2 different plants growing out of this hybridization, these reseeded or saved off seeds hybrids. And in this case, I think what I did was had 2 different plants. One of them was seeds that dried right on the vine. I saved those off, and I think those are the darker green ones. The lighter green versions here was another plant, and I saved those off and just dried them. And you can see there's definitely distinct 2 different plants. And what you can see, and what I'm trying to prove on the technology of what I'm doing with the cutting part of it, is that these lighter green versions here are just bushier, and the darker green version up there are just more spindly, and they take a little bit longer. You can see when I cut this guy off, you can see inside there the shoots coming out of the armpits, the crotch, or whatever. And this one here I did a while back. It's taken just forever to do that. On the other hand, these lighter green versions, I cut those tops off, and these guys just bush out and recreate themselves, and hopefully they'll make additional or nice stocky plant, and a lot of fruity tops out of that. Here's another version of the one that I did a while back. So that's the cutting side on the peppers. And then you can look and see on the tomato side, I've got these 3 plants that I planted back in December. I think the 29th of December. This one here is a mortgage lifter. This is a Better Boy hybrid, and this is a big red heirloom. You can see what's occurred here. I've clipped these off, and you can see a little bit about how the shoots grow out. These are suckers, they call them, on an older plant, and they grow outside of these cuttings that you do in the armpits or the crotch or whatever you want to call. This one here, I've got a little look at that little guy growing out of there. You can see that. And then this one here grew out. I cut that off. This one's growing out. So what you get are various whole other plants. These suckers are whole plants outside of the stalk, and you can see how thick that stalk is there. This one here is the big red. You can see when I cut this here, look at that, this guy's growing out. Got 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5 different flowering tops growing out of that, and I could trim this down even further, but this guy seems to like that kind of, look how thick that stalk is. He likes that kind of. So here are the bought pepper plants that I have. These 2 rows here, not doing too well. I mean, they're spotty, and I'm disappointed with that. There's a Cabernet from Burpee and a Bullnose heirloom. I'll definitely save off seeds from those, which I didn't do this year, and see if I can't get the same kind of robustness out of the planting next year for that, because that's really disappointing to see those new seedlings not take off. Here we have the tomatoes. Most of these are reseeds. I've got some new ones out there, the Big Daddies, and some super sauces. We'll see how they go. They look like they're doing alright. A little slow, but I've got time. It's only February 16th. So we'll see how that goes. And thanks for watching. Hopefully these are informative videos for you.